It's AumSum time! What if we turned into rockets?
No big deal. AumSum's already a rocket.
Oh, AumSum. If we turned into rockets, we will start reaching the office super early. Airplane pilots may soon get a lot of competition. Our roofs may start getting dotted with a lot of holes. Some people may not be able to control the speed of their rockets. They may end up in outer space. Cars will be of no use anymore. We may start seeing heaps and heaps of dumped cars everywhere. Some people may not be able to balance themselves. Accidents might happen quite often. Instead of cars, people may start lining up at gas stations. Marathon runners will not be happy about this situation. Instead of going to nearby places for a picnic, families may start visiting different planets for the same. Some people may start dressing up as rockets. People who just bought a fancy new car will be sorely disappointed. Basketball champions will not be happy about this situation. Online ordering will now take place in a jiffy. Instead of launching satellites on huge rockets, humans may directly place the satellites in orbit. If our fuel runs out in between, then things may not end well for us. Even our pets may order custom rockets and join us. Our engines may not fire up during rainy season. It may get almost impossible to hide cookies from kids now. People who love to travel may come back after a long time. Rocket fuel is extremely expensive. We may not have much cash left. Traffic cops will definitely look for a new profession. Birds will not be happy about this situation. Superheroes will not be of much use anymore. Thieves will now be able to easily escape from cops. Even aliens may try to become like us. What if our homes turned into rockets?
No big deal. AumSum is already a rocket.
Oh, AumSum. Firstly, if our homes turned into rockets, poor delivery guys may keep on chasing us. Secondly, if our homes turned into rockets, astronauts may have to change their profession. Thirdly, rockets are very fast. If our homes turned into rockets, supercars will be of no use anymore. Fourthly, if our homes turned into rockets, all our furniture may start flying out of the windows. Lastly, if our homes turned into rockets, getting out of our home will not be an easy task now. What if all spiders disappeared?
Then what will happen to Spider-Man? I will miss him.
Oh, AumSum. Firstly, people with arachnophobia, as in fear of spiders, will be one happy lot. Secondly, museums will open up, showcasing the strength as well as the engineering marvel of a spider web. Thirdly, spiders are ferocious predators of pests. Without any spiders, these pests will eat away our crops. humanity will probably face a famine-like situation. Fourthly, spider's venom as well as spider's web are believed to have a number of medicinal properties. With no spiders, medical fraternity will definitely suffer a big loss. Fifthly, Spider-Man will probably lose his superpowers. Superheroes will be in for a shock. Lastly, with no more spiders, directors of scary Hollywood movies may run out of new ideas to scare people. What if there were no schools?
Then I will start my AumSum online classes.
Wow, AumSum. Firstly, with no schools, kids will be at home all day. Parents will probably have no idea what to do with them. Secondly, with no schools, movie theaters and theme parks will be crowded all day long. Thirdly, with no schools, online learning will become extremely popular. Fourthly, with no schools, parents will start teaching their kids. Teachers will have to look for new jobs. Fifthly, with no schools, kids will probably have no future career plans. Career counselors will have a tough task in front of them. Lastly, with no schools, there will be no grades or report cards. Employers will have to recruit people based on their practical skills. On the flip side, with no schools, outdoor games will become more popular. Kids will probably become more physically healthy. What if there was no electricity?
Then I will electrify everything using my electric dance.
Oh, AumSum. Firstly, no TVs, mobiles, ACs, refrigerators. Life as we know it will be turned upside down. Secondly, the world has grown closer due to electronic communication such as emails, voice calls, messengers, etc. With no electricity, communication with far-off people will become a far-off dream. Thirdly, with no electricity, nights will become dark again. The good old candle might make a comeback. Fourthly, with no electricity, all modern cars will be rendered useless. Steam engines might make a comeback. People will start riding horses again. Lastly, with no electricity, computers will stop operating. World will go back to the good old ways of using books to keep records. On the flip side, with no electricity, pollution levels all around the world will reduce drastically. What if all bats disappeared?
Then I will wear my special bat costume and surprise everybody.
Oh, AumSum. Firstly, bats consume millions of insects. These insects are known to damage crops as well as spread diseases in human beings. Secondly, bats are important pollinators of fruits such as mangoes, papayas, and bananas. With no bats around, fruit lovers would face tough times. Thirdly, a research suggests that bats maintain more than 50% of the world's old rainforest. With no bats, time to say goodbye to world's forest cover. Fourthly, bats are important pollinators of cacti. Cacti play a crucial role in supporting life in deserts. With no bats, deserts will be a much tougher place to survive in. Lastly, with all bats disappearing, producers of Batman movies will find it difficult to find a new name as well as a new mascot. What if there were no farmers?
Don't worry. I will start farming and grow pizzas for everybody.
What? Oh, AumSum. Firstly, if there were no farmers, there will be extreme shortage of food. World will probably face a famine-like situation. Secondly, more than 60% of world's population is dependent on agriculture for its survival. If there were no farmers, unemployment figures would jump up all around the world. Thirdly, meat industry is heavily reliant on animal fodder for its survival. If there were no farmers, meat industry will face a severe decline. Lastly, more than 12% of global land area is currently being used for cultivation. If there were no farmers, forests will probably grow in their place. On the flip side, with extreme food scarcity, people will probably stop wasting food. They will even try to grow essential crops and fruits in their own backyard. What if we stop washing our hair?
I never wash my hair. They are naturally beautiful.
Oh, AumSum. Firstly, as we won't be washing away the oil produced naturally by our oil glands, dry hair will be a thing of the past. Secondly, as our hair traps moisture, it leads to the collection of bacteria. No washing might result in foul-smelling hair. Also, a lot of exercising might lead to an early onset of foul-smelling hair. Thirdly, washing of hair leads to wearing out and fading of hair color. So, no washing of hair will be good news for those who have just had their hair colored. Lastly, your scalp skin might not be happy as no washing means huge accumulation of dust and dirt. On the flip side, some experts believe that no washing might actually improve the quality of your hair and make them look incredible. What if there were no sharks?
No need of sharks. I am there to scare everybody.
Oh, AumSum. Firstly, the makers of shark movies will have to search for a new villain. Secondly, sharks have been around for more than 400 million years. With no sharks, the natural food chain in the oceans might just completely collapse. Thirdly, with no sharks around to eat those fishes which eat algae-eating fishes, there will be a drastic decrease in algae-eating fishes. This will lead to an exponential increase in the amount of algae. This algae will cover the coral reefs, not allowing it to photosynthesize. This loss of habitat will lead to mass extinction. Fourthly, sea creatures which depend on sharks' nitrogen-rich poo for nourishment will suffer. On the flip side, surfers as well as people with galleophobia, as in fear of sharks, will be one happy lot. What if there were no holidays?
Don't worry, AumSum will never let this happen.
Wow, AumSum. Firstly, with no holidays, people might get depressed. Psychologists will have a lot of work on their hand. Secondly, with no holidays, people will be working without any break. Their health may suffer. Hospital visits and sick leaves will take a huge jump. Thirdly, families come together on holidays. With no holidays, families might grow apart over a period of time. Fourthly, with no holidays, people might forget how to have fun anymore. Life might become dull and boring. Fifthly, with no holidays, tourism industry all around the world will suffer. Restaurants will close. Jobs will be lost. Lastly, with no holidays, productivity might take a dip as people may not be energetic enough or not in the right state of mind to work productively. What if there were no airplanes?
Then I will launch my AumSum Space Company.
Wow, AumSum. Firstly, the Wright brothers who invented the airplane would not be famous anymore. Secondly, with no airplanes, trains and ships would be extremely popular for long-distance travel. Thirdly, with no airplanes, travel time will increase by a lot. People will rarely travel across countries. Tourism industry will not be lucrative anymore. Fourthly, with no airplanes, worldwide defense industry will look very different. Tanks might make a comeback. Fifthly, with no airplanes, humans will look to the sky, watch the birds and wish that one day even they could fly with them. Also, with no airplanes, people might start watching their favorite places on TV instead of traveling far-off distances to visit them. On the flip side, with no airplanes, pollution levels will go down worldwide. What if there were no books?
Don't worry, I will teach science to everybody.
Wow, AumSum. Firstly, bibliophiles, as in people who love books, will definitely get extremely sad. Secondly, with no books, libraries would no longer exist. People will miss reading books in the quiet atmosphere of a library along with their cup of coffee. Thirdly, before the advent of modern technology, books were used for passing down knowledge from one generation to the next. With no books, the next generation might not turn out to be bright anymore. Lastly, with no books, historical events might be forgotten. Also, science might suffer as new studies may not be shared anymore. On the flip side, firstly, notebooks means trees will not be chopped down anymore to manufacture paper. This will make them extremely happy. Secondly, notebooks means no more homework. Children will be one happy lot.
What if all animals disappeared?
Then I will also disappear. No, wait, I am confused.
Oh, AumSum.
Firstly, planet Earth is inhabited by billions of mammals and birds, trillions of insects and fishes. It would be impossible to imagine what Earth would look like if all animals disappeared.
Secondly, more than 90% of the human population consumes meat. If all animals disappeared, they would have no choice but to turn vegetarian. Thirdly, livestock industry, meat industry, zoos, national parks employ millions of people. If all animals disappeared, they will have to look for new jobs. Fourthly, millions of people around the world own a pet. If all animals disappeared, pet owners would need to nurse their broken hearts. Lastly, animals as well as humans have evolved over billions of years and have become part of a delicate food chain. If all animals disappeared, the entire food chain will collapse.
What if chocolates disappeared?
Don't worry, I will call my Avenger friends and go looking for them.
Wow, AumSum. Firstly, if chocolates disappeared, chocoholics, as in people who crave chocolate, will be the saddest people in the world. Secondly, chocolate industry is worth more than $100 billion worldwide. If chocolates disappeared, there will be serious economic consequences. Thirdly, chocolates consist of a substance called anandamide. It binds to special receptors in the brain, giving us bliss and joy. If chocolates disappeared, we may have to go shopping for bliss and joy elsewhere. Fourthly, chocolates are used to make a variety of delicious items like cakes, cookies, brownies, milkshakes, ice creams, and so on. If chocolates disappeared, our taste buds may never forgive us. On the flip side, many chocolates contain a huge amount of sugar as well as calories. If chocolates disappeared, we may actually get fitter. What if there were no ants?
Don't worry, I will grow legs and act like an ant.
Oh, AumSum. Firstly, there are trillions of ants worldwide. With no ants, world would definitely get a little bit more lonely. Secondly, if there are no ants, anteater might also go extinct soon. Thirdly, ants are considered to be natural termite controllers. With no ants, uncontrolled termite population might wreak havoc all around. Fourthly, ants are great scavengers. With no ants, decomposition of dead organisms might take much longer than usual. Fifthly, ants are known to increase the fertility of soil. With no ants, crop production might come down a notch. Also, there are more than 10,000 species of ants. With no ants, the world food chain might just completely collapse. Lastly, lizards and spiders love to eat ants. With no ants, they might need to change their eating habits.
What if all refrigerators disappeared?
No problem. I will cool everything using my superpowers.
Wow, AumSum. Firstly, if refrigerators disappeared, ice cream lovers all around the world will be extremely unhappy. Secondly, if refrigerators disappear, preserving fresh food will not be easy anymore. Thirdly, if refrigerators disappeared, everyone will have to buy as well as drink fresh milk daily. Keeping milk overnight might spoil it. Fourthly, everybody loves to drink a cold, refreshing soft drink. If refrigerators disappeared, soft drink industry may have to close down. Fifthly, without a refrigerator, living in a desert might turn out to be almost impossible. Also, our favorite items like ice creams, cakes, milkshakes, curd, and so on will be impossible to store without a refrigerator. Lastly, no refrigerator means no ice. We might have to wait for a snowfall to see ice again. What if everyone worked from home?
But I don't work. What should I do?
Oh, AumSum. Firstly, billions of people are working in offices all around the world. If everyone worked from home, offices will be completely deserted. Secondly, if everyone worked from home, people will start using less public as well as private transportation. Pollution levels will definitely go down. This will be good for the environment. Thirdly, if everyone worked from home, offices will close, property rates will fall down, companies may become more profitable. Fourthly, if everyone worked from home, meeting rooms will be replaced with video conferencing apps. Lastly, if everyone worked from home, travel time will be saved. People will be able to plan their days better. On the flip side, if everyone worked from home, people may experience social anxiety as they will not be able to interact much with their colleagues anymore. What if all mobiles disappeared?
Don't worry. I will give loudspeakers to everybody.
Oh, AumSum. Firstly, there are more than 5 billion mobile phone users in the world. If mobiles disappeared, there will be complete chaos all around. Secondly, a mobile allows us to easily get in touch with our family or any other person on the planet. If mobiles disappeared, communication would prove to be a huge challenge. Thirdly, people use mobiles for a number of things, like playing games, instant messaging, reading news, and so on. If mobiles disappeared, people will have a lot of free time on their hands. Fourthly, if mobiles disappeared, taking a selfie is something people will miss dearly. Lastly, many people use their mobiles for hours without a break. If mobiles disappear, the feeling of loneliness might kick in. On the flip side, if mobiles disappeared, people might perform more outdoor activities. What if ice creams disappeared?
Wait, no ways. Ice creams are my life.
Oh, AumSum. Firstly, if ice creams disappeared, people who are late sleepers will miss eating their pint-sized ice creams while watching their favorite movies. Secondly, milk is an extremely important constituent of an ice cream. If ice creams disappeared, milk consumption will go down all around the world. Thirdly, if ice creams disappeared, the sweltering heat of summer will make people daydream of eating those cool, refreshing ice creams. Fourthly, ice cream shops all around the world will close down. Jobs will be lost. Economy might suffer. On the flip side, firstly, consumption of ice creams is known to increase belly fat. If ice creams disappeared, gym memberships may go down as people may not join gyms anymore to reduce excess belly fat. Secondly, saturated fats present in ice creams are known to increase risk of heart disease. If ice creams disappeared, our hearts would be extremely happy. What if footwear disappeared?
No problem. I will wear gloves and walk using my hands.
Oh, AumSum. Firstly, if footwear disappeared, marathon runners will be in for a complete shock. Secondly, if footwear disappeared, there will be long queues outside salons to get a pedicure. Thirdly, if footwear disappeared, ladies having huge collection of sandals might lose their temper. Fourthly, if footwear disappeared, soles of our feet will surely get extremely angry with us. Fifthly, if footwear disappeared, sales of socks might also come down as they will have little use without a footwear. Sixthly, if footwear disappeared, people playing sports will find it extremely difficult to play for a long stretch of time. Seventhly, if footwear disappeared, people who face difficulty while tying their shoelaces will be one relieved lot. Lastly, if footwear disappeared, people might start looking a little shorter than earlier. What if air conditioners disappeared?
No problem. I will blow cold air everywhere.
Oh, AumSum. Firstly, if air conditioners disappeared, fancy shopping malls, swanky offices will not look that attractive anymore. Secondly, if air conditioners disappeared, handheld fans might become popular again. Thirdly, if air conditioners disappeared, sales of ceiling fans, water coolers will hit the roof. Fourthly, if air conditioners disappeared, fans might become as important as water in deserts. Lastly, if air conditioners disappeared, we will start sweating more. We may need to up our water intake by a little to remain hydrated. On the flip side, firstly, if air conditioners disappeared, electricity bills will come down. Our pockets won't become empty very soon. Secondly, if air conditioners disappeared, people will start keeping windows of their houses open more often, thus allowing more natural air to come through. What if fishes disappeared?
Oh no! Who will teach me how to swim?
Oh, AumSum. Firstly, there are trillions of fishes in oceans. If fishes disappeared, this would be the biggest shock planet Earth has received so far. Secondly, if fishes disappeared, aquariums will contain nothing but water and plants. Thirdly, millions of people living near coastal areas mostly eat fish. If fishes disappeared, people might start starving due to lack of food. Fourthly, many people have a hobby of going for fishing on weekends. If fishes disappeared, all of them will come back empty-handed. Fifthly, scuba divers love to dive and explore the wonderful, colorful world inside oceans. If fishes disappeared, scuba diving may go out of fashion. Lastly, fishing industry employs millions of people and is worth billions of dollars. If fishes disappeared, world economy will surely go into recession. What if rain disappeared?
No problem. Just like I water my plants, I will water the world.
Wow, AumSum. Firstly, after the sweltering heat of summer, plants, animals, as well as humans are eagerly waiting for those precious drops of water to fall from sky. If rain disappeared, everybody will be mightily disappointed. Secondly, if rain disappeared, human beings will have to set up huge desalination plants to convert seawater to drinking water. Thirdly, water will become more expensive than gold. Wars may be fought over it. Fourthly, if rain disappeared, we will really miss those beautiful rainbows. Fifthly, if rain disappeared, we may only be able to dream about swimming tanks and long showers. Lastly, if rain disappeared, freshwater sources like rivers, lakes, and even dams will start drying up. Fertile lands will turn into deserts. Crop production will go down. Eventually, even human beings will go extinct. What if cars disappeared?
No problem. I only travel using airplanes.
Wow, AumSum. Firstly, if cars disappeared, people driving bicycles will be among the happiest. Secondly, public transportation will suddenly become extremely popular. Thirdly, millions of cars are sold each year, creating millions of jobs and billions of dollars. If cars disappeared, jobs and money, both will be lost. Fourthly, billions of liters of petrol and diesel is burnt by cars around the world every day. If cars disappeared, oil demand will go down drastically. Lastly, if cars disappeared, car racing championships like Formula 1, NASCAR, etc. will exist only on video games. On the flip side, firstly, pollution levels will come down drastically. Secondly, if cars disappeared, people might start walking or using bicycles to get to work, in turn getting healthier. Lastly, if cars disappeared, lives will be saved as the number of fatal accidents will come down drastically.